Charles Carr was born in 1894. He is my great-grandfather. He sang in the parish church of St Mary's in Lewisham with his brother Leslie, and there's a photo of them looking a little bit miserable, and he was about 13 in the photo. And at the age of 20 and 1 month, he signed up for the Westminster Rifles, and he was injured in the Somme, so he was sent home, but then was believed fit for battle and was sent back. The British in 1916 lost a lot of officers, and so my great-grandfather was made an officer, and he was captured, and he has written a diary of his time in prison, and he was released in 1918 or slightly later than that. And I've read Charles's diaries, and there's never any malice towards his captors. He's very thankful because he was looked after by the enemy. And I think that's a really important thing to take away from that even in the darkest time, people didn't lose their humanity on either side. Leslie was 2 years younger than Charles, and he signed up to, again, the Westminster Rifles, so the London Regiment, in 1914 when he was 18 years old. He, like Charles, was injured earlier in the war as well, and again was deemed fit for duty, was sent back out again. He was made captain of the West Staffordshire Regiment, and in July 1918 received the Military Cross for bravery, where he covered his men. He took heavy fire in close range, and then received the bar to the Military Cross. So he received the Military Cross again in September 1918, but by that point he had passed away. He died on the 27th of April 1918 in a French military hospital of wounds received in action. He didn't know about the Military Cross, but he never knew that he'd received the bar, and that has always been something that we're very proud of in the family, but also very sad about. We have a letter from his corporal, and he was incredibly complimentary of Leslie, and there's a very upsetting line in it, which is, the friends who are still here will remember him, and that's quite difficult to think of the life he could have led. So his story has always been a big part of my family, and his sacrifice and his loss. It's wonderful reading the news reports of him receiving the Military Cross and Bar, and reading about how brave he was. And I mean, he was younger than I am now when he was leading these men. Again, it's just an important thing to remember that he was showing such bravery at such a young age and such clear-headedness in such an awful situation. Because Leslie was the one who died in battle and received the award, his story has always been more memorable because there is something tangible there to say this is what he got for his bravery. But it's been really interesting looking into it and finding out a little bit more about both of them.